Welcome to Tech Turks. Today I have Tomiwa of Big Cabal. Now, Big Cabal is a media company that's creating African content for the global market. So let's hear a bit more about that. So, Tomiwa, welcome to Tech Talks. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
So, what makes Big Cabal different? How old is it, and what are you trying to do?
So we've been around for Big Cabal Media has been around since 2014 as a business. We have two publications, Tech Cabal and Zikoko. On the Tech Cabal, we also have Radar, which is a technology forum. And Tech Cabal is important. We try to cover technology across the continent. We bring insight into what is happening, we report on what's happening, and we create a range of content around technology and the technology space. And that comes out as reports about the technology space. It comes out as a newsletter that comes out 5 days a week and covers everything that is happening in technology on the continent. It comes out as events where, for instance, earlier this year, we did our Tech Women Lagos project, where we celebrated 50 women in the tech space in Lagos, and we photographed them, great photography. We interviewed and profiled them, and we built a website around it and did a 3-day exhibition, actually a 6-day exhibition at the Africa FinTech Foundry.
Yes.
So that's our Tech Cabal. And then Zikoko on the other side creates all kinds of youth content. And what we try to do is we try to touch the cultural nerve, find things that are important to youth and talk about them. And that's everything from food to adulting and growing up, the process of becoming an adult, to just fun and music and lifestyle and culture and all of those things. And we think our content is important because there's not enough people creating interesting global quality content on the continent. And we're creating some content that we think is amazing.
I was going to ask you who your audience was, but I think you've covered.
I have.
You've covered all
Sorry,
that.
I speak a lot.
What's your subscriber base like?
Okay.
Break it down in profiles, in segments.
Okay. So something like the Tech Cabal Daily Digest, that's the newsletter I mentioned, comes out 5 days a week and reaches 7,000 to 8,000 senior level people in tech. We're read on and off the continent. We're read by entrepreneurs, we're read by regulators, we're read by investors. And then our website, the Tech Cabal website, probably reaches another 70 to 80,000 people on a monthly basis in terms of monthly unique visitors. Then we have video content that sits on YouTube and reaches people. I don't have
Any apps yet?
No apps yet.
Any in development?
For Zikoko, which we just did a full brand refresh, there will be an app probably within the next 6 months.
I was in that segment of the market.
Yes.
Prefer app instead of going to a web like.
So I mean, media is interesting these days because you have to find audiences where they are. It's great, and I think Zikoko definitely deserves an app, and we'll get one before Tech Cabal does. But we also have to find our audiences where they spend a lot of time, which means our Instagram platform matters, our Facebook matters, Twitter matters. That's where audiences are spending time. You have to be there. So you build an app. Our website matters. We have a fantastic website, and we want the audiences to come there. But you do have to find audiences where they are. Hoping that they will come to your app in the media landscape of 2019 is not a safe bet.
Well, and it's pretty tough in your business today because now the barriers to entry is very low. All you need is a mobile phone, a YouTube account, and you're creating content.
Yeah.
And now, especially as we're beginning to see people do a lot of tech users going on to do a review of mobile phones or technology, and there's so many. You only have to look at the new S10 Note, and you see all kinds of people telling you what is going to be like the features, comparing the technology. So how do you differentiate yourself? Because it's pretty tough.
No. So I mean, so one of the ways we differentiate ourselves is that we don't do reviews of the new S10. Fundamentally, the mission that Tech Cabal is trying to handle is to give insight into what's happening in the ecosystem. So fundamentally, we're trying to understand the trends. We're trying to understand the different business subsectors. What's happening in renewable energy? Why does renewable energy matter? Who are the players that are doing things that are interesting? over the next 3 to 5 years, who is going to win and what technologies are going to win. And we're going sector by sector. So we've done, we've looked at fintech, we've looked at health tech this year. We have a transport and mobility town hall coming. We have a renewable energy town hall coming. And what we do with each of these sectors is we go in depth into them. We speak to experts in the sector. We speak to entrepreneurs and the startups that are doing things that really matter. We speak to the big players as well. So what's big tech doing in that space? And that's not something that your guy off the street can do. People who have that kind of level of insight and understanding are rare. And people who are willing to do the work and look at the numbers and pull together like a well-researched, well-vetted report, that's hard work. That's not work that anybody can do. And it's work that's valuable because one of the key barriers to investment in the African tech ecosystem is a lack of information. Yeah. And so that's the thing that we're trying to solve is A, provide the information, and B, provide the insight that will allow investors to make the right decisions, that will make operators and entrepreneurs decide what direction to go. It's like, I'm thinking about doing something in the fintech space. Should I open the 20th payment app? Or is there a white space here that I should, target, basically? So we try to answer that question. And then for regulators, it's key that they know, like, well, this is what the players are doing. This is what matters to them. This is where they need space to experiment, and this is where they need regulation to protect them. So we try to provide all that information across board.
So I'll ask you one boring question before I ask you some key questions. So how does Big Cabal generate money? How do you stay alive?
It's not a boring question. That's a very, very important question.
Wait for the next question.
So it's critical. And the media landscape, again, is a really interesting one.
Yes,
in 2019. So we generate money through a few things. Advertising is a core one. Sponsorship of our various, whether events or reports, all of that is key. Our reports are, and increasingly we're going into what we call user-generated revenue, which is like, actually, you should pay us for providing you value. And so our events are moving into a ticketed format where we will charge people for attending some of them. And then our reports are paid for reports. And so again, like we just released the State of Health Tech in Nigeria. It's a 90-page report. Well vetted. It took our team 3 months, proper analyst, a couple of doctors working with us on it. Digital Health Nigeria partnered with us on it to understand the health tech space in Nigeria. So it's a 90-page report. It's available to buy on our website, techcabal.com. It's a paid report. And so that's another.
So how do we find it? I mean, this is news to me. So how do you do your marketing? Because everyone is doing one. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. So if there's a report out there, I want to read it and see if there's gaps or there's opportunity to go in depth. But how do people know about it? So there's health. What about agriculture? Is there anything else that?
So before the end of this year, our hope is to do the renewable energy town hall and a report around it, the transport and mobility town hall and a report, agri-tech, edutech. I think those 4 are our goal to do this year. You can find our reports at our website, techcabal.com/reports. If you just go to
techcabal.com.
Techcabal.com, yes. And the reports are on there.
Reports are there. So how much are these reports?
It's $250. That's $90K.
So how do I know? So I download it and I can.
There's an extract on there so you can get a sense, and there's a sort of list of what is inside the report.
So then how do you stop people from copying? That's the thing about this platform. Zero marginal cost and just duplication very quickly.
Yeah. So I mean,
responsible citizenship. You're entrusting.
In order to, there's protections. There's copyright protections that you can put on there, and there's software there, and we have some of that on there as well.
Okay.
It is pretty sort of specialized information. So I think it'd be fairly obvious if you've not gone and done the work yourself and you're copying this. But yes, we've got some protections on it.
No, so what I mean by in terms of revenue loss, so I buy it and I just send it out to like 3 or 4 different people. So have you thought about putting it in places like Amazon or where people just buy one copy and it's protected by the
So I think we're experimenting with different technologies around that. So there's some protections on it right now, but there will be others over time.